This video intended for educational purposes.
Hey guys, it's Adam aka Swimming Bird, and welcome back for another Minecraft 1.8 Snapshot. This is 14W31A, bringing more improvements to the new banner item, a big upgrade to an older block, and at long last, bunny sounds, as well as a nice change to the rabbit model. So let's get started. Now, if you haven't seen banners yet, or you're a little overwhelmed with how to dye them, using the now 38 different patterns available, I've got a video I'll link in the description showing you how to make and design them, with another video that showcases some awesome designs, and a link to the banner maker site, where you can easily mess around with patterns before you make them in-game. Now, before we get into the new patterns this week, you can see that the naming scheme for banners has been updated as expected to be more in line with real-life banner terms. We have the base Dexter Canton, the base Sinister Canton, Roundels, Lozenges, Per Bend, Sinister, Inverted, Saltires, all this craziness. So now you can learn a bit about vexillology and heraldry while you play Minecraft. It's a little complicated, but I think it fits the fancy medieval nature of these banners. And at least we'll learn a little something as we play. So over here we have the 5 new patterns. They're actually flips of other ones that we had previously. They just fill in the other spots with color. So now we have the Per Bend and the Per Bend Inverted, the little diagonal triangles there. We've got the base gradient coming up from the base there. And we've got the Per Fess Inverted and the Per Pale Inverted. I feel so fancy just saying the names. Now, if you're sick of banners already, your eyes are rolling back in your head, you're in luck. There's another feature for you. Now, if you collect some banners and you pop them in a furnace, you can actually use them as fuel, just like a stick or a sign. So if you go raiding a base and pillaging, you could steal all their banners, use it to cook your meat and your iron. So it's a nice little feature there, even if you don't want to use them for decorative purposes. Now, down here, we've got the daylight sensor, a block you guys probably already know. Next to it is this weird looking version of it. Well, now if you right click a daylight sensor, you can switch it to what is basically a moonlight sensor. And if I set time to night here, you can see it's actually powering redstone based on the moon rather than the sun, and the power changes. So it's just basically a flip of that. These are much more useful in my opinion, because most people want to light stuff up at night and not during the day. And now you don't have to flip them and invert them using redstone torches and stuff. You can just right click with ease. Now, over here, we've got some bunnies, and I'm going to go into spectator mode so I can show you. They have a little update to their model, and if I fly down here, you can see it. It's a little tail sticking out of their bun bottom there. I think it looks good. It makes them look a lot more like real-life rabbits now that they actually have a tail, which is cool. And bunnies actually have 13 different sounds, and I'm going to spawn a few, and hopefully you guys can hear it. We have to be very quiet to hear their idle sounds and their hop sounds, but I'm going to shut up and see if we can hear some. I'll play them for you here. So here are louder versions of those sounds. So yeah, for whatever reason, the hop and idle sounds are like way too quiet right now. Hopefully they'll fix that. They also have hurt and death sounds. Now I hate to do this to you little guys, but I'm gonna have to punch some bunnies so you guys can hear these. Here we go. So sad. There we go. They're dead. It's so sad that the little death sound there. But yeah, they have full sound effects now. As long as they adjust the volume, that'll be good. Their little idle sound almost sounds like a weird bird chittering, but it's kind of cool, and they have that nice hop sound. One thing about bunnies now, they've been a little changed from cats. Cats and ocelots don't take fall damage, but now bunnies unfortunately do. Poor little guy. I'm sorry. It was for educational purposes. Alright, so yeah, bunnies, I think they're pretty much ready to go. I would like a feature if you could right-click them and make them lay down so they don't follow you, because if you have a tamed bunny, it will really follow you all over the place if you have it tamed. I think this one is tamed, maybe. Yeah, because he's kind of just staring at me. His lighting's really weird. But yeah, they'll just follow you everywhere unless you get really far away from them, and then they won't see you. But it's yeah, they need a way to make them lay down or sit kind of like wolves or cats, and then they would be perfect in my opinion. So world borders got a big upgrade. Now when you're outside of a border, the players are the only things that take damage. Mobs like monsters and animals will not die outside the world border, so you don't have to worry about any rare mobs getting killed like that. And now you can set the time parameter for world borders much longer. You can have like several days that the world border will shrink and or grow. So if you want to start a world and have it expand over weeks, you could do that, or have it shrink and ultimately kill you, that type of thing. So that's pretty cool. Down here, we've got some melons and some ladders set up. I wanted to show you guys something pretty cool. Now, if you grab axes now, you can actually chop these down a lot faster than you could. So I'll punch them with just my hand here, and you guys can see it's not that fast to break a melon this way. But if I have an axe, even just a wooden one or a diamond one is almost instant. You can just mow through these now. The same with ladders. You can chop through them super quick with axes, which is a nice little feature there. And then over here, we've got a villager, a cleric. In the past, clerics actually offered experience potions, and they finally do now again. And you can see I trade with him a bit. You can get the bottle o enchanting from anywhere from 3 to 11 emeralds per bottle. Pretty expensive, but at least there's a way to buy those, so maybe you can give them as gifts or something, or it's a nice way to have some portable experience there. Now, mob pathfinding is threaded, just kind of like the chunks and stuff have been threaded recently by Dinnerbone. It should make the mob pathfinding a lot less laggy. They won't like jump around and stuff as much anymore, which is pretty cool. And there's been other optimizations to the game. One of the features that Mojang said this week is that the surface of the sun is no longer incorrectly made of cheese. And some people are taking this to mean that the sun is now white instead of yellow. I can barely tell the difference if it is. It's a little hard to tell, but maybe you guys can see it. I'll put some side-by-side pictures, but yeah, it's a little... I don't know if it's barely changed any color, but that could have just been a joke that they threw in there. A couple bug fixes, though, before we get going. The Ender Dragon is now affected by sharpness and power enchantments. So if you hit him with a sharpness sword or a power bow, it'll do more damage. In the past, it didn't, making the dragon a little bit tougher, even if you had fully enchanted stuff, so that's nice. I'll show you this too, which is pretty sweet. Let's drop down here. The magma cubes and the slimes, whoa, it's a big one. If they have a name when you put them down on the ground and spawn them in, they will now retain their name even when they get shrunk down into smaller sizes. So if you hurt them, they'll keep their name even when they shrink down, which is a cool little feature. You can now pause the game when you're going through a nether portal, which is good. You couldn't do that in the past there. If you throw an egg in the past, it would look kind of like a snowball when it breaks. So the snowball, when it smashes it, has those little snow effects. And the egg used to too, but now, ooh, it made a chicken. That was pretty lucky. Now it makes an actual egg effect there. The egg breaks. A couple other things, blazes and gas. Their fireballs used to be able to make fire spread even when mob griefing was off, but that's been fixed. Hostile wolves used to be able to be leashed, but now you can't put them on leads anymore. And now TNT has got back a bit more of its destructive ability. It got a bit of a nerf in the past, but as you can see, I'm going to light a bit here with a carrot. I'm going to light a bit here, and it kind of would dig down deeper in previous snapshots, but now the radius is a lot bigger like it used to be. So yeah, it's a lot better than it was in some of the previous weeks, so that's pretty cool. That is about it. We're getting close to when 1.8 will finally be coming out. They're just doing the last bit of optimizations and adding a few new features. Thank you guys for watching, as always. And please leave a like if you enjoyed this. If you want to see more about banners, rabbits, the guardian mobs, ocean monuments, all that good stuff, check out my previous Minecraft 1.8 snapshots. And as always, I will see you guys again for the next one. Goodbye.